everyone, how are you all? Welcome again to another IELTS lunch break with Fabi. Okay, my name is Fabi from Fabi English, and I help people get the 7 in the writing part of the IELTS test. Okay, so I'm here today to help you with writing. Okay. So we meet every Monday and Wednesday at 12 p.m. Okay, and each day we deal with a specific topic, okay, and something that is going to help you get the 7 in the writing part of the IELTS test. Okay. So as you already know, okay, I have a very cool website, and if you need help with IELTS writing task 2, you can head to my website, and there you will find a mini course, okay, for the IELTS writing task 2. And this mini course is free, okay? So you can just head to fabienglish.com and you'll be able to find that mini course there. That's one thing you can do. The second thing you can do, if you're gonna do the IELTS test soon and you need help with all the parts of the IELTS test, okay? Like I said before, these lives, we are focusing more on writing, okay? And more specifically, how to get the 7, all right? But if you need help with all the parts of the test, I can help you too. Head to my website, and over there you will find more information about my membership. Yeah, so you can join my membership, okay? And in this membership we have weekly classes, live lessons, okay, real lessons, all right? And they happen once a week, okay? And also if you join, you will also be able to access the previous classes, all right? So we have classes every week, but of course, if you can't make it, you can always watch later. Okay, so actually today we have one, today's listening. Okay, so head to my website and have a look at that. And then another option, okay, is if you need help one-on-one, all right, you can book a private class with me, all right? So just head to my website, fabienglish.com, and then you can click and choose book a class, and then you can book a class with me and I can help you get your 7. All right, cool. So I don't know if you managed to watch the live from Monday. It's already available on YouTube, but on Monday we talked about the magic of practice, okay, and how practicing for the IELTS test will help you relax on the day of the test, and how that can contribute, okay, and you can get a good score on the writing part, okay, of the IELTS test. So I told a very cool story on Monday. Head to my website to have a look at that. And head to YouTube. Okay, YouTube, the lives are on YouTube, not on the website. Okay, so head there to watch it, and you will learn things you can do to be more relaxed on the day of the test, so you can definitely get your 7, okay? And today, we are going to deal with a topic that a lot of people talk about, but some people disagree, okay? Some people think it's a great idea, while others say, no, that's terrible, okay? I personally think it's a bad idea, and I'll tell you why, but I'll also tell you what you can do to improve that. Okay, so today we're gonna talk about why templates don't work if you want a 7 in writing, and what you can do instead. Okay, so because especially people who are doing the PTE exam, you know, so a lot of people, they have these templates, okay? So if you don't know what template is, basically when we say template and we're talking about the IELTS test or the PTE exam, okay, it's basically a set of sentences, all right, that you memorize. You don't learn, you memorize, and on the day of the test you just go ahead and you type it up, and then maybe you can put some extra words from the task, and then you get a good score. Okay, that might work if you want a low score, but it's not going to work if you need a high score. Okay, and I'll tell you why today. Okay, so to start, I want to share something with you, because I've been thinking about this topic for a while, okay, talking to you guys about templates and the best way to deal with it. Is it good to have? Is it not? And then, interestingly, last week for the membership, our lesson was about writing, okay? And I came across a book that I love, okay? So this is the book. I don't know if you have practiced for the IELTS test. You probably see, okay, can you see? It's the Cambridge official guide for the IELTS, okay? Reasons I love this book. Number one, the strategies part is very good, okay? So the first half of the book, it's just about strategies and how to do the test. And then at the end of the book, they have 8 full lessons, 8 full tests that you can do. Okay, and another reason why I like this one is because it comes with the CD-ROM, DVD, audio CD, okay, so you don't have to buy the CD separate, okay, so it's pretty cool. So I personally love this book, okay, I've been using it for a long time with my students, you know, and yeah, if anyone asks me, Fabi, I need to buy an IELTS book, which one should I buy? I say this one, right? So I'm going to read from the book, okay, just to show you something, because this is exactly what I think people should be doing. And it's cool because every now and again, like I have my own ideas and that, and then it's good to see things that kind of agree with what I've been telling my students. That's one of the reasons why I keep doing workshops, okay? Especially for the IELTS test, especially for writing, because, you know, like we do things and then things work with our students, but sometimes it's good to find different sources and make sure that we are telling everyone the right information. So listen to this, right? So this is actually study tip, okay? So it says here, don't learn whole answers and expect to use them in the exam. All right, so don't learn whole answers. You will receive a very low score if you do this. That's what I said. Then, candidates who receive a higher band score in writing are able to show flexible use of language. Okay, and the more you practice writing and reading, the more flexible your writing will become. Okay, so here they're talking about, because some people, they choose one writing task that they saw, it's a 9, and they go and they memorize it, and on the day of the test, they basically just write that and maybe change a thing or two, and they can't get the 7. Okay, and I'll tell you why today. All right, so the first thing is the reason that, so just going back a little bit, okay, so sometimes people, they memorize whole pieces of writing, and other times people memorize parts of writing, so it's a whole writing, but then you have the gaps, and then they look at the topic and they just fill the gaps with whatever is in the topic, okay? So some people, they memorize whole text, while others, they memorize whole sentences, all right? And that doesn't really work if you need a high score, because as they said here, is not flexible, okay? And examiners, they know, okay, when you are writing something that you memorized, because it doesn't look very natural, okay? So first reason why these templates, they don't really work is because for the IELTS test, we have different types of tasks, okay? So maybe if you have an introduction, all right, for one, so let's say you found a writing that is a 7 and you memorized the introduction, and this task is for advantages and disadvantages, all right? So you memorized it and you write it down, okay? And then you think about it and then you go and you write it. Maybe you change the topic, okay? But maybe if the task that you're required to do is discuss both views, it might not work, okay? So then maybe you'll be losing points for task achievement. You will not get your 7. Okay, guys, so that's one of the reasons why templates don't work if you want a 7 or more, because whatever you memorized might not be what they are asking you to do. Okay, so that's one of the reasons. Okay, the second reason is sometimes the set sentences that you have and that you memorized, they don't go well with the topic. Okay, so if they don't go well with the topic, and then you just put a word there, because it is very common, I know that from experience, okay? Sometimes some students, they would have this perfect sentence, and then they would write maybe 2 or 3 more things, and there were a lot of mistakes. So, what do you think? All right, okay, so this person copied that, memorized it in that way, so memorized it, and then made mistakes. So when the person had to use their English, they made mistakes. Okay, so that's another thing. And examiners, they know that. All right, guys, so be very careful with templates and set sentences. And another thing is that it sounds unnatural, okay, guys? Yeah, so if you have a set sentence, like I said before, set sentence, something perfect that you memorized, and then you put 2 or 3 more words that you were told, oh, and then you just go to the task and you copy that and you put that there and you write that and it's good. No, it's not, okay? So it's unnatural. And if you want a high score, you need to be very, very natural in your writing, okay? Another reason that templates don't really work if you want a high score is the lack of flexibility, okay? So what do I mean by that? I mean that, like I said before, okay? So usually these set sentences that you memorized or the template that you memorized, they will work for really specific topics and really specific tasks, okay? So that doesn't allow for a lot of flexibility. Let's say you saw one writing, okay, an example of a writing that is a 9, and the topic was health and fitness, and it was give your opinion. And you memorize the whole writing, okay, the whole answer. And then the topic you need to do on the day of the test is discuss both views about the environment. I don't think you're gonna get a good score if you try and use that structure with those ideas, those set sentences in your new one. Okay, guys, so from what I've seen, okay, the templates, they work if you don't need a high score. You can, maybe if you use a template, you could get a 6. But if you want a 7, you should ditch the templates, okay? But then you tell me, oh, Fabi, what should I do? Yeah, okay. I think that we should practice, okay? That's what I help my students with. Practice. Okay, and that's what I think you should be doing, okay? But I have something that I tell my students to do. And it kind of works, which is kind of, you can create your own template. And then tell me, but Fabio, you just said templates don't work if you need a 7. Yeah, the set templates don't work, but you can create your own template. And I'll tell you how you can do that. All right, so one thing you can do is, okay, so let's say that you have that amazing writing, it's a 9, you said, oh, this one is very good, and I want to use this one. All right, cool. So what I tell my students to do most of the time is we always compare, okay? So I ask them to do a writing task and then they go ahead and they do it. And most of the time I compare with a 9, okay? Or an 8 or a 7. So a high score 1. And then one thing I always ask them to do is read this piece of writing and highlight or underline everything that you liked, okay, or things that you would like to use in the future, or things you'd like to copy from this amazing piece of writing. Okay, so I asked them to do that. So they read through and they go ahead and they highlight, oh, I like this one, I like that one. All right, cool. Okay, now my advice is, so you get that, so you highlight and you choose whatever you like, all right? And after that, you can get maybe a separate piece of paper, okay? And you can look at something that you chose, that you thought was very good, that you'd like to use in the future in your own writing, and think about it. How can I make a sentence with this one? Or maybe you can even go to past tasks that you've done and look at them and say, how can I use this set of words, or this specific word, or these two words, this expression in this task? Okay, so that's something you can do. It really works. Okay, maybe I'll do a whole workshop only on that because it's really cool. Actually, I think there is a virtual class where we did that. Anyways, yeah, so my suggestion is get a good one and then you go and highlight everything you like. For example, okay, one of the things that I highlight when I started studying, you know, when I was doing my CPE exam and all of that, one thing I did was I noticed that I was using the word important a lot. So I needed to find a synonym. But that was just me. So in my writing style, I tend to say, oh, this is important, that is important. And I was like, what can I say? And then I found a very good piece of writing where they had the word paramount. I don't know if you know this word, okay? But it's like a synonym for something that is important or necessary. And I was like, oh my God, this word. So then I knew that I could use paramount and important. All right, so I devised, so I had important, which was one word that I was using a lot and it was important to me in my writing. But then I had also a sophisticated version of the same word. So that helped me get a really high score, okay? And another thing is, look at collocations, okay? So what are collocations? Collocations are words that go together, okay? So some people call them collocations, others say expressions, okay? Or this expression, that expression, that will help you get a 7, okay? So one thing you can do is, again, look at that piece of writing that is a very good writing and choose some collocations that you'd like to use. For example, a recent one that I told some students about and now everyone is using is the vast majority of. The vast majority of. Okay, so most people. The vast majority of the people, wow, that is so much better. All right, so most people, 6. The vast majority of people, oh, that's a 7. All right, and then if you think about it, you can actually use this expression with lots of different topics, right? So let's go back to the example we talked about before that was focused on, let's say, the environment. Okay, let's say pollution and cars on the street, traffic, let's say. So the vast majority of people worry about the environment. Okay, so you can have something like that. They worry about the environment. Okay, most people worry about the environment. Now, nowadays, the vast majority of people worry about the environment. Okay, let's think about one that, let's say, about health and fitness. How many people are exercising or why people exercise? Okay, so nowadays, the vast majority of people are worried about their weight, but they don't exercise. Nowadays, the vast majority of people try to exercise but can't. Nowadays, the vast majority of people, so you see, like, so this one is a set of sentences that is flexible and you can use in lots of different topics and also maybe writing tasks. Okay, guys? So do you understand what I'm talking about here? Okay, so yeah, so it's basically trying to choose things that are flexible. Okay, and in this way, then you create your own little template. Okay, with the words that you're comfortable using, with the words that you like, that you know the meaning of, because sometimes what happens too is that people, they memorize these templates and they don't even know what the templates mean. Oh, another thing that happens sometimes is, which I've helped lots of students with, there are mistakes in the template. Okay, so if there are mistakes, and just imagine that you wrote that so many times with so many mistakes, so you're definitely not gonna get a good score. All right, guys. Okay, then something else you can do. Okay, so one of my top favorites, okay, is not only but. Have you used this one before? Not only but. All right, so that's one that I use quite often, and I personally like to use this one in conclusions. Okay, so if I have to do a piece of writing, and I'm really likely to use not only but in the conclusion. Okay, because I do feel that not only but is a really nice set. Okay, it's a really nice collocation, and when we think about the meaning and the use of it, I do think it goes really well in the conclusion. So I made that decision. Okay, I saw not only but once, and I used it a few times. I was like, so yeah, so I think this one goes really well in the conclusion. And it's funny because I've noticed that some students do the same. And I told them to do it too. So yeah, so again, guys, and then they say, but Habi, but I'm gonna use not only but all the time in all of my conclusions. And then I tell them, what's the problem? If you do 5 pieces of writing and all of them have not only but in the conclusion. He said, oh, I'm repeating it. And I said, okay, but on the day of the test, whoever reads your writing is going to pay attention to one thing only. It's going to be just one, right? So the person reading your writing doesn't know that every time you do your writing, you use not only but. And maybe if you use not only but 5 times, you will know how to use it. So your conclusion will be very good with no mistakes. So can you see where I'm getting at? Okay, guys, so that's why this experimenting and this practice is so important, because then you can choose the things that you like, the things you're comfortable using, okay? And then you can make your own choices. And then you're way more likely to get a 7 in writing. Okie dokie. Do you have any questions? Yeah, so as you know, sometimes I receive questions because some people, they can make it to the live. Okay, and I received some questions, and one of the questions I got was, one was, why templates are so bad? Okay, I think it's because there's no flexibility. Okay, guys, there's no flexibility, and sometimes you memorize things with mistakes. Okay, and examiners, they know. I know when my students are just copying stuff. Okay, so that's something. Okay, and then some people say, okay, so if I don't know how to write, the only thing I know is the template. So what do I do? Okay, so I help people. So sometimes when people come to me with template and the only way they can write is with template, what I try to do, I try to analyze the template and make it more flexible. Okay, guys, in the ways that we just discussed, okay? Like, for example, when we think about linking words, there are tons of linking words, okay? Do you have to learn all of them? No, you don't. You learn some of them, the ones you're comfortable using, the ones you know how to use, and you keep using them. Keep using them. Of course, don't repeat them in the same writing. However, no, you can use however, on the other hand, nevertheless, okay? But if you always use the same ones in your own writing, okay? But don't repeat them in the one writing. You are practicing, and if you choose those ones, you're gonna be very specific, you're gonna practice, and that's it. And you're closer to your 7. Okay? No questions today? No? Only these ones that I received? Cool. All right, so, okay. Of course, we're back on Monday with more, okay? Not sure what the topic will be, but you're probably going to get an email from me telling you what the topic is going to be, okay, for next week, okay? But just so you know, okay, so if you need help with your writing, okay, head to my website, fabienglish.com, go there and enroll in the free IELTS writing mini course, task 2, okay? So that mini course is going to help you with the structure of the writing. Okay, so if you just started the IELTS, don't know where to start, okay, you can head there. Okay, that's one thing you can do. If you need help with all the parts of the IELTS test, head to my website again. Have a look at my membership, okay? So we have weekly classes. Each week we have a different topic. Today is going to be listening, all right? So... So yes, we have weekly classes, live classes, and when you join, you have access to all the previous classes, okay? So you can do it as like a course, not just a membership, but more of a course, okay? And if you need very specific help, okay, if you want me to look at your writing, go to my website and book a private class with me, okay? And we can do it online. Yeah, so we do it online. You can do it from anywhere in the world. Okay, yeah, so that's me for today, and I'll see you next time. Bye.